The email has just been received. You're sweating. You're anxious. You squint to make out the words in the subject line through the nervous tears. It states, marks are out. You hope. You pray. You open the message. You failed. All hopes and dreams seem to fade away in an instant. You wanted to become something great. You thought you were great, but clearly your marks tell you otherwise. From the depths of failure, is greatness still in store? Today, once more, we are joined by Khethiwe Nene, social entrepreneur, founder of Khethi's Foundation, Top 30 Young Mandela in 2024, SAICA Trainee Trailblazer winner of 2024, and trainee at Deloitte. We chat about her journey from failing her third year of her degree and how she overcame it. Thereafter, becoming the SAICA Trainee Trailblazer overall winner in 2024. We also chat about why feedback is her greatest weapon for change, the concept of secondhand trauma, why helping others helps her, what drives her to relentlessly forge ahead in her mission, and more. I hope you enjoy. My travelers on the road to CASA, super duper ooper looper, de-duped her quick. Guys, have you rated the show? No. Have you rated the show, dude? Out of 5, nah. Like, what would you rate it? Just curious. Oh, 5. Oh, if you think it's been adding value, even if it's that one star value, even if you've only gotten 1 star value from the show, please do rate it. Please, it's the only way to show the world that aspiring CAs are here to dream, and we're here to become something that will actually make waves, make ripples. So please, if you have not already, please rate the show. Quickly go out in your Spotify app, in your Apple app, if your YouTube app. No, there's no YouTube rating. You could just like it on YouTube. Please give it a rating. If you have not already, check out part 1, linked in the show notes. With that, on to part 2. You've also had quite a colorful journey. Till now, right? You've had similar to me. You've had the one that's like people like the boring 7 years, but some of us, we take the scenic route.
Why don't you top up a year?
Just top up, man. Just top up. You're like, ma'am, can you repeat that? It's like, what? I don't know what. No, just repeat the whole year, ma'am. The whole year.
It sounds better when you say it the second time, ma'am.
What was that? Can you tell us about that? Because I think it also links into a lot of what you exude, which is the non-linear way. You spoke of even that aerial view of being interested in people who are outside your space, and it actually speaks to that thing of yours that's kind of multifaceted. That's not in a specific lane. Like, I know I'm saying this. I call you social entrepreneur, but you're obviously more than that, right? And I know that. But what was that? What was that journey? That colorful journey up till now in your academic route?
Yeah. So I failed financial accounting. Financial accounting 2.
Sure.
And then, because we're always rushing without really pausing sometimes, and the quicker way always sounds great. I then go back into being Bachelor of Commerce, accounting. So I remember I moved to, it's called Bachelor of Accounting Science. That's the straight CA route.
Sure.
So I now moved back to what? Facilitate the graduation. I mean, all my friends, everyone was saying that.
Yeah.
So at WITS, to graduate with that Bachelor of Commerce, you just need to pass 2 third-year modules. And so because I failed financial accounting 2, I progressed to study the others so that I can pass those and I get the degree, you know. And then in me getting the degree and I'm ready to leave Wits, you know, one of my close friends, he knows, Sven, you know, sometimes I've heard the story about being friends with someone who's strong, or even my parents talk about parenting a strong child. Like they say it's very different. Parenting me, my friends say, you know, the friend, it's something you think consciously. It's not those let's go for lunch friendships, you know?
Sure.
And so he's finding a way to talk, like you trying to convince yourself that you've made it, but you know that you haven't made it because you know you want to be a CA. But now you're trying to convince yourself that your new deep passion around GBV and running and like you believe it in your head, right?
That's a good friend, eh? Yeah.
He's a great friend.
It's a great friend.
And also I'm so convinced that what do? I go to Wits Business School and I register for postgraduate diploma in business administration. Because now I'm done with the CA thing. I am going to run a business and now I need an MBA.
Sure.
You know, at the time it was the thing.
Yeah.
So my friend just calls me back to order literally 3 days before its final registration. This is in March. People have already learnt a lot.
Yeah.
I don't even know why that year of its extended registration so much.
Sure, actually, yeah.
Come back. Now I've passed obviously financial accounting. So now I'm doing all the 3 modules together, which is some people call the bridging course, so that I can now go into CTA. So now I'm doing all 4 of them while doing postgraduate diploma at Wits.
and you also like running your foundation, no?
Yeah, I think at the time it didn't really feel like I was running it.
Sure.
Because, you know, the incident with Khethiwe Nene happened. 2020 just became a big thing for GBV. The government then does the National Strategic Plan Against Gender-Based Violence and Femicide.
Wow.
There's a whole GBV response fund. Like money for GBV is flowing everywhere. And that's the story of how I started. I got so many funds that Capitec Bank was like, nah, something's fishy. What's happening? Something's fishy. They block that account and they say, we're only going to release these funds if you say you're doing social impact, go register non-profits. Literally, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And so funds were flowing. Things were too easy for me to know that I'm running a non-profit. All I had to do is just, you know, pitch. Food for volunteers were there. Branded. Things were easy. Everybody was posting about my initiative. Everybody was like, if there's anything, you know, I had this nice tagline, the therapy we can give from a distance, because we were all locked down. And everyone's buying into it.
That's good. That goes hard. No, but marketing genius. We're gonna get in. Like, I actually wanna. In fact, let's maybe talk about it as we're going along this colorful journey. About like, so you mentioning how in that time it's like what 2022, right? 2021.
Yes.
Yeah, 2021. We passed then. 2021. The easy thing, the reason why it was easy is because funding was easy.
Yeah.
That was an interesting thing that we were like. So then, why is it so hard to raise funds for your foundation? And like, why is that the thing?
So it's important to note that a lot of that funding came from people.
Sure.
So natural citizens. And when you start having a strategy and you wanting to scale, implement projects at a larger scale, you need funding, proper funding. And that's now you applying, you know,
for the grants,
corporate CSI, all those things. Sure. It becomes hard because before I would be getting funding without thinking, just with posting and sharing. And now to get funding, I need to be able to communicate why I'm better to fund than the next NPO, because their CSI budget is tight. They're going to choose one. So why is it you? And why is your SDG? Because social impact is broad also. It's all 17 SDGs is so much. And every corporate has to decide what aligns to them. And now it's about you're pitching to a corporate that doesn't even have gender equality as an SDG, or could they feel like, promoting females or making it, that's there. They feel like they're doing the gender equality, but now you're telling them that they must invest in GBV just because it matters.
Yeah, it's not going to actively touch the bottom line. It's not going to give you a better BEE certificate. It's not going to,
It matters. And in communicating why corporate social investment in a social impact matters, it takes a long time to actually take someone on a journey to help them understand that it actually does influence the triple bottom line eventually.
Sure.
So that all I'm saying is that now it's work. Now I'm drafting proposals. I'm drafting proposals. I now need to understand the lingo of proposals. I need to understand what a comprehensive social impact report is. I need to understand the difference between a direct and indirect beneficiary. I need to understand it's a lot. It's a lot of new concepts outside what I know about accounting and everything. Now I need to really communicate, and sometimes judges or people are interrogating and asking, and you just want to say, because it matters. Can you just give me the money because it matters? Is that okay? Is that fine?
I promise.
And in developing my professional brand, that's where I started loving the art of feedback, and I love criticism. I mean, I don't like it with an attitude.
You've learned.
Yes, I don't like. Don't give it to me with an attitude, but I really value it, and I wish people could give it to me more volunteers, more. I value it. I value that because it's in those rooms where I'm interrogated as to why my proposal doesn't work or it doesn't make sense. That I've learned to continuously go back to the drawing board, and I've learned what it means to have a strong case. And to really build a concept to a point where you can sell it.
Sure.
And more than anything, to fail fast and fail forward. The best thing you can do as a young person is increase your failure rate. Because the quicker you do it, the quicker you learn to fail and be comfortable with the feeling, the results, the image, how you looked at, whatever failure means in your own context. I feel like I just became more courageous in knocking on the next door. And the next door, because on the 7th door, I have 6 doors worth of criticism.
Yeah, with the feedback.
I've got 6 doors worth of feedback that I always walk in, I'm like, there's no way they have a question I can't answer. And then they do, of course. And then I knock on the next door, Now
you got them. You got the answers building.
And sometimes I've experienced this personally, a lot of doors that have shut me down. And I think sometimes to a point where, people believe that, I hope she knows that she actually just needs to shut this and just focus on being a CA. And they see me continue, have come back to now give it for free. Because sometimes you're also just investing in the leader and the relentless conviction. Like a company will employ, if you believe in the brand, you can hear the politics, you can hear what they don't do right, you can even see them on the news. But if it means something to you, if the brand has done something to you, you will fight for the brand and you will live for the brand. And it's a lot of people have seen that and have said, no, there's something, I don't know what she means. I don't even understand GBV languages. I don't know what she's doing in shelters, but she hasn't stopped doing it. And so let's back her up let's support her.
This is crazy how this has so many overlappings with just normal entrepreneurship. I mean, any founder needs that dogged thing, that thing that just won't die. Because every day you're getting rejections. Every day it's like no here, no there. For me, right? So I obviously like even in this, there's a lot of no's. But I think, which is something we're going to touch on just now, there's something that makes the no not have the power that it usually does. Like although there is a level of like you just need to get exposure to no's to like, you know, get that, you know, like that feeling of just try that feeling of just get that thing of failure a little bit out of your system, but it's never really gone.
Yes.
The real thing
is rejection.
Rejection is rejection.
Yes, rejection is rejection. True.
It still hurts, but it's like it's just different, or you get it more. But the real thing is you stand for something. There's something that's greater than the rejection. And I want to go into that. Like how do you stand? Like when you get those rejections, because I know it's not just the fact that you're getting the rejection and you're used to it.
Yeah.
It's that there's something that keeps you there. For you, what is that? Is it that you think about, did you viscerally like think about the victims? Do you viscerally think about maybe someone you know? Do you think about your organization? Like, how do you stand for what you stand for?
So, as you've spoken about habits and hobbies.
Yeah.
I started working in a GBV shelter from grade 5 on a Saturday.
Habits, hobbies, and coping mechanisms.
Volunteering, and I grew to really understand how important the work is. Fast forward to then 2020 when I actually start. It starts from the whole Khethiwe Nene thing. At Wits SRC has a protest, and I join, and at some point I'm just breaking down in tears because you know, and I really don't like to lead with this marketing strategy that a lot of GBV, I feel like advocates lead with, where that imagine if it was your mother or your sister,
but that's kind of legit.
Your daughter. It's
kind of legit.
It is legit, but I feel like for you to just be a genuine human being, you don't need guilt to trap you into serving, you know. Yeah, I mean, like, it could be my mom, it could be me, it could be anyone, you know. But it's no. You know, for me, it's just, so that's why I'm saying it's true. It is true.
But guilt, it's that fine line between
it's
guilt.
like I'm not trying to use guilt to, you know, and there's a lot of things, and something I don't often talk about is around like GBV, personal GBV experiences, especially in the sense of second victimization, which is another concept that a lot of people, it's sometimes a danger, you know, to be a strong person, because when people go through the most traumatic things in your life, now these are friends, family, whatever, you're strong, you can take anything, you know. And I think at the time, half those people didn't even recognize I was a child. So I have a friend in first year varsity. She actually wasn't even my friend. It's that thing as girls where we see each other once, we like each other, we whatever. It wasn't even real friendship. This girl calls me after a night out. That the guy she actually went to, she's gang raped, basically. Trigger warning. You say the trigger warning before.
You should have said it before.
You said it before. Sorry. Trigger warning. She's gang raped. And yeah, so she's speaking to me like only I can help her. And I'm just wondering, where's your family? Like, out of all the people in the world, you called the girl you met 3 days ago. I don't understand. And then there's like family members who you pick up patterns and behaviors where obviously in most of our families things are hidden and put under the rug. But there's certain things I started noticing. And that, no, this is a byproduct of a deep trauma. all those things. And then another friend, someone at church.
Sure.
The list is endless. And
Sure.
I got to a point where I was traumatized. I was actually traumatized. Talking about the friend who was gang raped, she went as far as to send me photos.
Sure.
And I still can't erase them. I've gone to therapy. I have. They just there. They just sit in my mind to say that, yeah, this is what it means to be a victim. And at the point, I really recognized at that point that I was an indirect victim. And so there is that part where it's, yeah, my feelings have motivated it or really propel me. And it actually gets worse because now people also think that I'm someone who understands. So unsolicited, my DMs will just have a random person telling me the most horrific story, you know. So it's something now, I have a file of them. But the other thing is just being a child of God. To say, it's one thing to have a feeling, and it's funny because my pastor preached about this on Sunday. You know, the feeling got me to be in love with my husband and to be married. Like when he said, "Will you marry me?" I said, "Say less," you know. The faithfulness is what keeps me in the journey and consistent in the marriage. Because then things come up, you know, and it's like anything. The feeling of I have to do something. In that protest, I was literally crying. And actually it became a photo that went viral that Fitz used because I had a board that said, "Am I next?" And, you know, that was a feeling. Like, whew. But then now, because I'm a believer and a child of God, my faith plays a huge role in this, in the sense that there's just no way that I could have felt that deeply to a point where I believe I had to do something. And it was not a seed that was planted by God.
Sure.
And so now it's my responsibility to steward the seed that God has placed in my hand. And that's where I think also I've had a very beautiful journey of self-actualization and growth through this. And why I'll quit when I'm dead. It's just simply because whether I get the funding or not, whether I'm validated or not, it won't matter because I'm not comparing myself. The seed in my hand is so full. I'm full of responsibility just with this one vision that God has placed in my hand that I can't deviate or compare myself to anyone else because I know the weight of and I know that God will recognize me and honor me for what I did for the seed he placed in my hand. And so the passion, deep passion then comes in resting in that conviction. You know, I've grown to learn, even as a busy bee and an all-rounder, and anyone who knows me close, you don't like to rest, you're always busy. Yes, I think physically I can be busy, but with like knowing that something will work, it's the type of rest that is a symbol of trust. And more than anything for me, an act of worship. I rest in God's plan for me and in God's plan for the foundation as an act of worship because I know he'll carry me through. And so it's sure. And I'm sure there's a study or some sort of psychology around a feeling, you know, fancy words, that a feeling of helping someone else.
Sure.
There was a time in my life, and I think that 2020 where I think I was still dealing with the remnants of being a failure, because that's what I labeled myself as for my matric results. Then the whole failing thing is now also losing my scholarship in varsity.
Sure.
And then in 2020, as I was writing my financial accounting exam, my grandmother passed away
Sure.
in the room next door. And basically in my hands. And so it's like you get stuck in this pit of depression, so to say, if it presents itself that way. And I go and I see one victim, or I go drop off one thing at a shelter, and there's just this feeling that says life is worth living. And I think to a certain degree, I've grown a healthy addiction towards that sometimes actually, Christians all know the Bible verse, seek first the kingdom of God, but I've seen it to say that when my life was at pits a mess, and I just chose to focus on helping someone else, somehow, things work out. And it's a principle I do now. A lot of people don't believe, or would be shocked to hear how, like, there's seasons where God places someone I know who's not even a friend in my heart. Oh, Alunga's writing this podcast. Actually, this has go just for this next 6 months. Help him. And it's something I do all the time. After helping you for 6 months, you are podcasting. I'm social impacting. I will leave with learnings and perspective that just unlock.
Yeah.
Like
and you didn't
the
know
struggles.
that.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't know.
That wasn't part of even the plan.
Yeah. And so, I mean, to a certain degree, it is a weak point. Sometimes I think I do over commit, but it's a great feeling, man. And that really, really has grounded me. And so it's one thing to help someone like Alunga, who, has the resources, you have the podcasting kit. It's another thing to help someone who doesn't have and doesn't know and doesn't even know what they don't know. That's a whole different ballgame. And so helping victims that are just vulnerable to trauma it's a whole different ballgame, because you learn at that point that sometimes you become the only IFRS. Let's say I'm teaching accounting, you become the only reference. That IFRS, my mom always said, sometimes you're the only Bible someone will ever read. Sure. And so with helping victims, it's a genuine risk to know that the next time they run away or they get let out of a shelter and they go back to their perpetrator because of being so highly dependent financially, that it could be the time they die, because it's not just, it doesn't become just femicide once. It's a cycle of the abuse, and eventually it's out of control that someone dies. So sometimes I have to be conscious of the fact that I might have just been the last person to give someone hope and to instill that sense. So it's a passion, it's a calling, but it's also just relentless pursuit of servanthood that just makes me feel like I'm still worthy of the opportunities I get. And I feel grateful for everything that I have. So it's a combination of all of that that really keeps me going. It's practically impossible for me to give up now. The more you see how important your work is, and how it's not about you, it's just, there's no way, I don't know how I can release myself and quit at this point.
Healthy addictions, we can't release ourselves. Such interesting chats and such interesting diction. But I love that image of a seed that you have no choice but to grow. Like,
tend to your garden. Tend to your garden. That's your shame. And I'm sorry if your viewers are not Christian. And are you Christian?
Look.
I'm so sorry.
Look. No. But okay. Obviously, this isn't a religious podcast.
Yes, yeah.
But just take the metaphors, right? If we think about starting on this road, and I think about how at the beginning you might hate financial management. You might even hate it. or it might be your lowest mark. And then you're like, now I have to work on this thing. Then you start working on it. And then it's so funny how by the end, it might just be your favorite topic. That was called cultivation. That's what that was. You took the seed that was maybe a dusty little mark, but it was the seed of, I need to improve. I know what I need to improve. And you went and you tended to it.
Yeah.
And then that's what was the root of your fruit in the end.
Yeah. Mindsets, I think, with studying. You're right about that. Anyone in my family, like financial accounting was a trigger. Because I just kept failing and failing. But the joy that I went into financial accounting exams and tests in, especially in CTA, I also got blessed with a friend who got an award for top financial. She's like a financial accounting guru.
Sure.
But it's also that way. I think she showed me how to love it. And you know when someone explains something and says to you, and you can see that they're passionate. Besides passion, it's just like they are really concerned as to why you don't get it.
Oh, but it's so simple.
It's so simple. so for me, it's something I actually, the whole concept of corporates incentivizing people to volunteer is so foreign to me because it's a lifestyle. So I can't, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around how you must be incentivized to volunteer. It's just, I cringe. She did that with me. And it bugged me. Because she's like, it's a convertible debenture at the option of the whole. Come on, dude. Like, how do you not get it? It's deferred tax. How do you not get deferred tax?
Okay, deferred tax. Let's not even talk about that. Let's cut that. Let's cut. Deferred tax makes no.
Oh no, it does.
Okay. It does. But
you'll sit with her and you will end up saying yes, I believe you, because you don't want to sit through the phase she's giving you. Like, how do you not get it? I want to help you, but I need to understand how you don't get it. And it was a big contributing factor to just realizing that I had to just change mindset.
Sure.
And the change in mindset, I think a lot of us do it with studying, is that you spend less time with the subject that you hate and you do the worst in, because you're always trying to first validate yourself and feel good. And so for me, what was important for financial accounting is to first admit that I struggle with it. And then, because I struggle with financial accounting, no other subjects deserve to be studied first. So every subject would have a day, but financial accounting was every day. And then it just starts, dude. It starts. Now, I remember even my lecturer making a comment around how I'm asking questions. I mean, there's a little bit of an insult. I mean, he was very banterish. He was saying, this is when I like to consult, when a student starts asking smart questions. And I'm like, okay, But
then before.
And I also saw the difference.
Sure.
Because it's one thing to come to someone and say you don't understand. And it's another thing to say, I don't understand why because in this context, the principal wouldn't. Like, now you're showing depth in your misunderstanding and depth in your confusion.
Yes.
But now when you're coming to me, I don't understand deferred tax. Where must he start? Temperate difference, tax base. Which one is it? You know
what a good goal is? I think it's a great goal for even in a consultation. Learn how to ask better questions. I think learning how to ask better questions often, because all learning, really, all the best learning at least, begins with curiosity.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you learn to ask better questions, you will be gaining greater, finer, more timeless knowledge, I think.
Yeah.
The type of stuff that actually might just improve your life.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that so much with the podcast. Like, when you can get into, because I've seen a lot of the stuff that you've been in.
Yeah.
Like the content. And the questions just don't get to who you are. They might be on that surface level,
Yeah.
sort of like, you know,
Yeah.
like, hey, what did you think about this? And GBV that and GBV what?
Yeah.
But like, who you are. Those are the types of, if the questions get to that, they're the types of answers that get to you.
Yeah.
And we get to you.
Yeah.
Now, I also want to ask about this SAICA Trainee Trailblazer thing, right?
Yes.
And so you are obviously
CA's favorite topic.
we have to come here. This is the road to CA. Come now. So you are the 2024 Trainee Trailblazer.
Yeah.
And I actually want to preface this question with a little thing that I've been thinking about recently. So last night we had our CTA year-end function. So our post-grad year-end function, we just finished exams and we had this opportunity to reflect on the journey.
Correct.
And it was painful.
Yeah.
But
Because it's colorful like it. Yeah.
and I was actually chatting with my good friend who's an engineer.
Yeah.
And he heard about this and he was like, sure, actually, I wish I had that when I was graduating. And he was like, sure, man, if I had that, it would have properly contextualized everything that we'd been through. But for me, it was like I was just...
You move on to the next.
I had this void, really. It's like, it was this anticlimactic thing. You get this paper, hey, congrats, cheers. And
Yeah.
it's like, what? But this event that we had yesterday contextualized it so well. And it might have contextualized it to the point that we can actually move forward with the year as a form of strength, as opposed to just a box ticked, right? And I wanted to ask you, like, what this SAICA Trainee Trailblazer thing means to you from that kind of view. Like, because even one word means so much more to another person than another, right? Like literally the writer of the capital gains tax guide, the SARS CGT guide, he said, I'm sorry not to be quoting his name, I don't know his name, but he said that if you have not read 100 cases, you cannot talk about CGT. You cannot talk about tax if you have not read 100 cases. And it's so interesting. I kind of get that, because if you haven't read those 100 cases, you don't really know what proceeds means. Like proceeds, it's just like proceeds. Yeah, proceeds, money. But no. Like proceeds. Those 100 cases give that depth to the word. The word becomes 3D. You know, we see just the word, the ink over there, but then it gets this other dimension, and he can see a lot more than proceeds.
I think it's similar to the concept of 10,000 hours. I don't think you know it.
Yeah, the 10,000 hour rule.
Yes.
Malcolm Gladwell's
cultivating a talent by investing time. But yeah.
True. But really, what does being the trainee trailblazer mean for you? Like, what is the depth of it for you?
Yeah.
This is yours. To be continued in part 3. See you next week.